So game 3, this is probably my favorite game out of all the games I played. I'm up against Thunder Dragons and I'm going first. So I open up with Perfumer, Break, Oracle and Hysteric Sign. This is a pretty good hand because once again I have Raigeki Break and Hysteric Sign. So my goal is just to survive until the next turn. As long as I don't lose the next turn, I can probably either win the following turn or make a strong board the following turn. I decide the best way to survive is to make Roach because I won't get hit by 11 here. And even if Roach is destroyed, I'll gain so much card advantage with Hysteric Sign. My opponent summons Trifortratops, that's okay. They open up pretty good because I had Lupine plus Dark, so they can get some things started. So now he has 2 level 6s, so he can summon a rank 6, and he summons M7, so I use Raigeki Break to destroy M7 because otherwise Roach will be bounced. He uses Hawk's effect to summon Raw and attacks over Roach, but that's okay because I have Hysteric Sign's effect. At this moment, as long as my opponent doesn't have Sphere Creeper, I win. I then top deck Sign, and then so even if they do have Sphere Creeper, I've automatically won this game. I just need to make sure I don't mess up any of my moves, and then I've basically won this game. It's important to use Cyber Slash's effect to bounce Raw instead, because if you banish it with Malevolent Sin, you'll get the effect, so make sure you bounce Raw, and then you can banish Lupine. Feather Rest is great here because it shuffles back the Harpie ladies, meaning Egotists can summon them from the deck again. I attack with everything and yeah, looks like the head's Sphere Creeper, so luckily I did all these moves correctly. Attack with the Cyber Slash for game. Okay, game 4 against Onomats. I'm going second. Opened up pretty good actually. I'm not going to be able to win the next turn, but if I survive the following turn after that, then I think I've won, because both trap cards require me to discard something, and I don't mind discarding Harpie or Sign. Turn 1, they summon Digital Bug Rhinoceros, and they set 1 back row. So I summon Harpist here to remove the back row, because that means I have 1 less card to deal with next turn. I don't mind if Harpist is sent to the graveyard, because it can get its effect that way as well. At this moment, as long as they don't draw MST or lands, I'm pretty good to go. However, they did draw MST, but luckily they hit Karma Cut, which was the best case scenario for me. So I use Karma Cut, banish the Rhinoceros, then they use a skill to get Gargaga Head, but that doesn't matter at all because I have Divine Wrath to stop that as well. But that was the main reason why I even put Divine Wrath in this deck, was just to counter Gargaga Head. The remaining card in their hand is I think Gargaga Bolt, so I don't even really need to overextend here, so I just summon all my monsters and push for game. So that game ended nicely, but unfortunately that was the last game I won. So now onto the matches I lost. Round 5 against Thunder Dragon, and I go first and I see my opening hand and yep, I basically lose. I knew once I saw my opening hand that this game was over. I think I did make some misplays. Instead, maybe I could have summoned Roach, or maybe I could just set Raigeki Break and end. I think my mindset was just hoping that my opponent wouldn't draw well, and I can use Egotist to summon Harpie Lady 1. I can't remember it for sure, but regardless, my next top deck was awful as well, so it didn't matter. And my opponent's opening hand was busted anyway, so I think regardless of what I would have done, I would have lost in any scenario. They discard Thunder Dragon for Thunder Dragon and do that twice, so I knew this turn they would be summoning Lavinia. Yeah, there's no way I could come back from this. If I don't make it past the next turn, then the second Lavinia will come down anyway, so yeah, that was a rough one. Here I use Raigeki Break on the Lavinia and bounce back Lupine. I think that was a misplay, so I'll just explain what I was trying to do here. If I decided to not activate anything here, I was worried they would use Hawk's effect to summon back Raw, and then 17 from the Lupine plus 24 from Raw is 4100 damage, and that would be game. What I failed to realize was that with Raw's effect, it summons back a monster that's banished, and if that's the case, then they would have 3 monster zones already clogged up, and they're all different levels, so they wouldn't be able to OTK me that turn anyway. Also, if I did want to do both of these effects, I think I probably would have hit Lupine with break and then bounce back Levinia since I already have a Levinia in the hand anyway. But realistically, I think the only way I would have won this game was if in the following turn I top deck Channeler, which is 3 cards out of 25, and then with Channeler's effect discard Harpie Lady 1, summon Perfumer, and Perfumer effect search Rest, use Rest to shuffle back the Harpie Ladies, and then draw my last remaining Egotist. I think that's the only way I could have won the following turn. It would have been really hard regardless, and I don't think it would have mattered at all. My next draw was Raigeki Break anyway, so no matter what happened, I would have lost. So at this point I'm like, okay, you know, this game's over, and then I just want to hurry up and go to the round 6 game. Game 6 against Onomats, and I'm going first this time. There's quite a few different plays I could have done in this opening hand. My final decision, what I decided to do, was summon Cyber/Harpie, draw 2 with Rest, and then set Divine Wrath and hopefully draw into another back row. I have 6 traps, 2 Book of Moons and 1 KiryuRyo in the deck, so that's 8 remaining cards. There's a decent chance I could draw at least one of them. However, if you've watched the game already, you'd know that it didn't work out. Another option I could have done was I can summon Perfumer and then search either another Egotist or Rest, activate Egotist from my hand to summon a second Harpie, and then set Rest and Divine Wrath. What this does is it lets me have 2 monsters on the field and 2 back row. If they MST the nest, I can chain it and still have 2 monsters on the field and also get a search in. Or if they hit Divine Wrath, then hopefully with 2 monsters in a Swallow's Nest, I won't be able to lose that turn anyway. That was a possibility I could have taken. Maybe that was better, I don't know. So yeah, I think that's also another option I could have done. Maybe my thought process was wrong, but I thought the best chance I had of winning this game was to summon Cyber/, draw 2 with Rest, and then try and draw another back row, and then set 2 traps and pass. It didn't end up working out. I didn't draw the other trap, but still I had Divine Wrath, so I thought, you know, as long as they don't have MST, I'm not even in a bad spot. Yeah, they just had to draw MST in that situation. That was really unfortunate. Thinking back at the event of what I should have done, I think in round 5, what I should have done was switch to Shiranui, because in round 5, there are 8 people with the same score as me. 7 other people, 8 people including myself. So out of the 7 remaining people, the decks I had used so far in the event, there were 4 standard Onomats, 2 Thunder Dragons, and 1 Ritual Beast. I think I should have switched to Shiranui, because if I draw a good hand against Onomats, I can probably beat them. Against Thunder Dragons, I think Shiranui does okay as well. You have Fiendish Chain for Levinia, both of the Synchros can do well, and then the remaining deck was Ritual Beast. Thinking back, 6 out of 7 decks Shiranui can do well against. Probably should have done that, but who knows, my opponents might have also changed decks as well, or I might have ended up going against a Ritual Beast player. If I was going up against a Ritual Beast player, I definitely want to use Harpies instead. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like button, comment and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any more of my future videos. See you in the next video.